What's up to all my studio gangsters, resellers, psychos, and sisters and senseis, and anything that has a S or a C with a sound, but no snakes. But anyways, what's going on, everybody? I am in the Red Cave. Yeah, I know it's kind of switched around on you if you haven't noticed. But anyways, going to do a couple sales. Talk to you about Whatnot, the woes of Whatnot. That is going to be the title, hopefully. But just for yesterday, not a ton of sales, but not too bad. We sold a Mario Kart, not CIB. The disc is in great shape. All the games I got from my buddy Jeff were in great shape this weekend. Mario Kart sold for $27 plus shipping. I have a repeat buyer. Thank you, my friend. I don't know if you want me to say your name, so I'll refrain this time. But repeat buyer that buys video games from me, a great customer. I have no issues whatsoever, and I don't believe he's had any either. But the Mario Party sold for $27.47 plus shipping. This is CIB. It's in excellent condition, even with all the paperwork. So pretty good. I started listing jewelry last night, and we'll get into this Whatnot. This kind of ties into it. It's a heavy-duty Argento Swarovski crystal frame. It's really heavy, brass. The buyer noticed that one of these turnbuckles meaning the little clips that hold this in, was missing. I did not notice that actually while taking pictures. And they said typically they're fancier than that, so they may have been replaced. I did not know that, but that's a really good sale on that little one. I got it in a bunch of jewelry, and that little frame sold. I took in an offer for $20. Some of them sell a little higher than that, but I don't have much in it, so I gladly took an offer. So thank you, my friend, for buying that. This was the sale of yesterday. That was a killer. This little case knife, I was at my buddy Jeff's yard sale. I know case is good, but I actually thought this was a low-end case. That's my knowledge of case knives. Even though I've owned dozens and dozens in my life and I carry one, I'm not well versed. But this little baby is a sod buster. So if you see a single blade in pale yellow, if it has a deer, buffalo, turkey on it, pick it up. I only gave maybe $5 for that. And come to find out, there's been a ton of them sold for $100. I listed mine for $85. It sold that day for $85 plus shipping. So I'm shipping this out. That's a great find. I did not know that. That's what I mean. My buddy Jeff, sometimes I don't know. For instance, I got a ton of jewelry, and we'll get into the Whatnot. But this little necklace here looks like nothing. I let my daughters and my wife look through some of this stuff if they wanted it. They didn't even look at this. But that little bad boy, I forget the name. It's at the tip of my tongue. I'll think of it in a second. But anyways, that is a nice necklace. And I think I have that listed for like maybe 60 some. I could be lying. And maybe more than that. But it's certainly a good one. The blue one's really good. The name escapes me, but that's what I like. Somebody asked me the other day, I went live on TikTok, and Alex Beard King Picker, shout out Alex. If you're not following Beard King Picker, go follow his social media. I invited him to go live while I was live. TikTok's been sending me offers to do lives and stuff to kind of get monetized or make some money or get rewards. So I decided to do it, and we had a cool show, invited Indy's Basement, somebody on TikTok that I don't know personally, but I see their content quite a bit. We comment, share, and like each other's posts. So he came on. I accidentally invited him to be a co-host. I thought I was just inviting people, just hitting buttons. You know how I am. And he came on. Real cool dude, Matt. Shout out to you, Indy's Basement. He's from up north, Baltimore maybe, I think he said. And we just chatted, and it was really fun. We had some viewers on there, and I'm going to continue to do that. It's kind of fun. Instead of, in lieu of a podcast right now, may just go live, invite some people on, just chit-chat about reselling, make each other laugh, brighten each other's day, share horror stories, and stuff like that. But that being said, what I was getting at was my Whatnot show. I did two. Last night I did a pop-up jewelry show. Within 15 or 20 minutes, not a single viewer. I just shut it down. It was late, probably 11. So not a good idea. But the day before, I think, yeah, what's today? Monday, and here's the problem. Full disclosure. I do not promote my shows, bookmark. I do not do all the things necessary to be successful on Whatnot. So take that as it may. I like to pop up. And I did a watch and jewelry show, went for 30 minutes, had decent viewers, 8 or so. You know, you only need 2 people bidding, preferably 3. And some of them were just friends of mine supporting me, coming in. And I had no sales within 30 minutes, so I shut it down. A lot of people continue. I don't like to. I lose my energy. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 bad shoulders. This one I had an MRI on. It was 98% tore, my supraspinatus, but I've strengthened it, the rear and front delt. And when I was protecting this one, I was hunting a couple years ago, fell, caught my arm, and I knew I tore this one, a different muscle, the rear one. I don't know what the back one is. But I did the same thing. But this one actually bothers me more. When I'm up and working, I'm fine as long as I don't reach out and try to grab something heavy. I try to protect them. But when I sleep, it's like a toothache. It just aggravates me. So that being said, my right one doesn't feel that bad. It's not giving me too many troubles. I have to sleep on my right side, actually. And that's the one I had the MRI on. But my left one, we got home late from a game. My dogs didn't have food all day. So I headed up to the store, got some. And when I got back, for those of you that don't know, we had an ice storm here in Tennessee. So everything was icy. When I stepped on my little step up into my truck, I slipped and went all the way down and caught myself like I was doing a dip. You know, like, I don't know if you're into working out, but, and I mean, I laid on the ground. It was probably nearly 11 o'clock at night, and in the dark, I mean, I was squalling. I mean, I was like, I'll never be able to use the shoulder again. That's how bad it hurt. And it hurt so bad, that I took ibuprofen and all that, and for several days I couldn't even pick it up, even try to forcefully through the pain. But it's getting a little stronger, but I keep tweaking it. Like if I trip on something and throw my arms out, oh my gosh, it goes right back to 0. So what I'm doing, I'm using my stim machine, trying to strengthen my shoulders. So they are like atrophied right now. And so that's what I'm doing, trying to strengthen that. So I say all that to say, in my Whatnot show, lifting stuff up was literally exhausting. And then with no sales added insult to injury, literally. So not doing that great. I'm not going to say I loathe Whatnot, but I know what it takes to do it. And I guess I'm not willing to put in the work. So that's just an excuse, but I'm going to continue to do it. And I'm just going to push through whatever it takes, but it's not super motivating to do for me. I got a little card bug in me again. I listed all my cards for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I took a horrendous video. And so they haven't sold. They've been on there for a while, a couple months. I had one guy come look at them. I have them for $500, which there's thousands of dollars worth of cards, but there's nothing. There's only a couple worth 40 or 50, and then the rest would be, you know, 5, 8, 10, 15, and nobody really wants that sort of stuff. They want new stuff. So I went up to buy a new Cherry Picker's Guide for coins. That is the book you want. If you're looking for errors, it'll tell you the varieties, what the worth is. It's like a Beckett's, book for sporting cards or collectible cards for coins. So I noticed they had some Pokemon and they had blaster boxes and stuff. So I bought some Pokemon, only got one decent card. I forget what it was, $15, $20. Wasn't very good, but I was opening up the NBA packs, and I am a hoop head. So I got some decent cards. I am looking for inserts, parallels, and autos. That's what sells. For you, those of you that don't know, I have a good buddy, Joe Kalis, I always say it wrong. He's been running a local sport card and just collectible cards, Pokemon. As a matter of fact, the guy next to me, whenever I was there, killed it in Pokemon while I sat there with my junk wax and vintage and didn't hardly sell anything. But if you're into cards and you are in the Middle Tennessee area or anywhere in a 2 or 3 hour radius or longer, if you're willing to drive, once a month at our local middle school, Avery Trace, Joe puts on a card show, and it has grown into a monster. Plenty of traffic. If you know what you're doing and you are interested in kind of circuiting, driving, or buying, man, come check it out. It's the first Saturday of every month, and I will keep promoting it. I may try to do next month if we're not too busy, but this is the heat of basketball season. My wife is a coach. My 2 daughters are in high school playing on the team, and I have a daughter in college playing in Nashville at Trevecca. So Saturdays, college has games, and coming up, we will be busy. But I want to do the card thing. I love ripping. I'm going to start pushing my Instagram and Facebook and doing some rips on there, even though I swore off cards, even though I love it. It takes up a lot of time, and if you don't know the card biz, you can just spend money and not get a return, and I'm all about the return right now. I am back on my own as far as an entrepreneur. I took a position, I put a video out last week, and I realized it was a great learning experience. Super high stress, I was in charge of a lot, thought it was an offer I couldn't refuse, and then turned out as I was going, I'm like, why am I going to hustle for someone else? I've done it before. I've done it for the past 20 or 30 years, and it kind of just remotivated me to get after it, start putting my name out there again. So supplementing my reselling with my construction capabilities, I am a carpenter, a very good carpenter, if you don't mind me saying. So that's what I'm doing, and it was kind of like, man, he had a subcontractor, the gentleman I went to work for, and he came over and did some work, and he's telling me what he made, and I'm like, why am I working for someone else? I am unemployable. I have skills, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do both. People keep asking me, aren't you going to do reselling? But I'm going to do reselling maybe forever. As of right now, I love it. That is my passion. I love looking at coins. I love treasure hunting. I love making content. But like I said before, it doesn't pay my bills all the way. I haven't done my taxes, but somewhere around 40,000 or so on eBay. I don't know. I have to look again. And then live selling probably did another 10 to 20 somewhere in there. And then of course I did other work, construction work. So, you take away cost of goods, cost of business. I need to increase anywhere from 20% on up at least. So that's where I'm at, but I'm back in the game, and it's kind of funny. Sometimes you need a wake-up call. Just, you can get down on yourself and kind of, with the weather and stuff. That's where I was like, man, out of necessity, maybe I should just go get a job. And it was a good week of waking up like, hey, get up, get out and get something. Go hustle. That's what you do. You're a hustler. You have skills. Go get it. So I encourage you, if you're kind of in the winter lulls and sales aren't that great, man, stick after it. Do what you love. I can't tell you how miserable I was all week. Just trying to have a good attitude, getting up at 5 in the morning, working my butt off. Not physically, but mental stress. If you've ever done either or, mental stress will wear you out way more than physical stress. It really will. And I thought, man, I'm 49. I do not need to be stressed out every day of my life, putting out fires. And then the financial side of it wasn't worth it. I mean, I've made way more than that in my life. So that's what it is. I got super motivated, and I've got 3 jobs. After this video, I'm going to meet 3 customers on 3 different projects, one little, one medium, and one pretty big. So already I just started putting my name out there, and I have that ability. So suck it up, Scott. Get radical and do what you do. That is the story of the week. So that being said, back to Whatnot. I had a watch show. Let me show you some of the stuff I was running, and not major bangers, but modern Fossil, all in the boxes. Got a Batman watch, and this isn't a little plastic one. That one's actually really cool. I think part of the problem is not having batteries for them all. I don't think any of them were ticking, although I'm going to say I'm 99.9% sure all of them work because they were like new. If they had any scratching, it's very minimal. And I bought all those in a lot, but didn't sell any. That's why sometimes I think I'll just wait for the sales on eBay. I'll put them at a lower price since I got a ton of them for like 10 bucks. And just wait for the sales versus whatnot. Now, if I knew I could just hop on and sell them for $5 or whatever, I would gladly, but that's not how it goes for me. Doesn't mean you can't. I'm just telling you the reality. On this channel, I am just telling you the reality. We're not pumping anything up, just speaking from the heart, rambling. And if you love it, hit like, share, and subscribe, all that stuff. And if you don't, leave a comment and I will gladly troll back. It was funny on TikTok Live. The funny part about that, it opens up to the public, and I had people come in saying sideways stuff, and I actually like it. I mean, it's annoying, but it sharpens me because I'm a little bit witty. Maybe I can be a jerk, but I try not to be a jerk. I try to just, just kind of let them know the reality. Maybe they're just bots, but I'll mess a bot up too. Hey, AI, you're no match for me. I will make you say, oil. Yes, that's what I'll do. But anyways, it's Zen time. One in, when they go low, we step up our game. So anyways, don't do this at home, kids. It's a terrible habit. Not really. Well, yes, it is. Another thing I got, which is cool, and I'm going to list today. This is on my list to list. I'm sticking chargers in all these, except I don't have that old school charger. I have a ton, and I mean a ton, of phones. So I'm stacking all my LGs up together. This one charged. I don't know if it holds a charge. Let's see. Let's try it live here. Does not hold a charge. It came on and showed 12%, and I was charged it all night. So apparently it doesn't hold charge. Oh, there it is. I lied. It sure does. Let's see what kind of charge we got here live. This phone's in great shape. A lot of them are not. Let's see this live here. Qualcomm Snapdragon, life is good. Let's see what kind of charge we got. Not super fast, but it's on. But anyways, I'm going to lot these up, and I noticed lots of phones. If you just put a lot of 10 or 15 phones, you can get $50, $150, $200, depending on what you got. Secure startup. I don't see a battery charge here. So anyways, that comes on, obviously charges. I've got better Samsungs, broken screens. I'm going to try to charge them. I did come up with, yes, a Crackberry. I don't have the charger for this one. But I want to charge it up. Back in the day, man, this was the jam. I remember a buddy of mine had one. He was on it all the time. Thus, the phrase Crackberry. And I was like, dude, get off your phone. We were golfing. And then I got one, and I realized what it was all about. But those will sell for 23 bucks or something, used like that. I don't know if I can get it on. I have tons of cords. Maybe I can find one for that. But I got a lot of phones. I mean, a ton. And I do have some Apple products. I showed you the is that a phone? Oh, that's an iPhone. That might be first gen. Do have some Apple products. So I'm going to try to charge those. Some are in horrendous shape. Like this one, it needs a new screen. But I'm going to list those, sell them. If I can get any of them to work, like this LG, I'll probably Facebook Marketplace those, 20 bucks or something. See what the market is and let those fly. I do have a ton of cool jewelry and a ton of bangles. This is what I was going to try to sell last night. Just really cool bangles in great shape. So I'm going to start listing those. I do have a mannequin hand, so I'm going to try to make my pictures really good and see how the jewelry goes on the Bay, because I have stuff like this necklace, new with tags. This is a Chico's, $46 or 48. What's that say? Let's see if you can see it. $48. I started that at $1 in my show. No one bought it. So like I said, I can't complain, because if you don't want what customers want, then It's you, not them. I realize that, but it is kind of frustrating to get on there and it's like, I'm just wasting my time. I might as well go live or make a video, whatever. But that is kind of what's going on in the Rad Cave today. Like I said, I've got a lot going on. I'm busy. I'm going to go out and bid some work, get those bids in. I'm going to go see the people and do the bids today. That is the key, is being quick. People like that, just like shipping and reselling. If you are there quickly, you communicate and you let people know and get bids in quick. I close a lot of jobs that way. One of the neat things about buying lots of jewelry is finds like, let's see if I can turn this around. There's a set of earrings. They're in a box. And that may just be the brand name rubies, but I'm going to check those out if they are real rubies. I need to get some metal detecting or stone detecting things. Maybe there's an app. I'll check that out today with my phone. But when I find stuff like that, like the case knife, that's what I love. Back to what I was saying earlier that I never got to. When I went live on TikTok and invited Indy on, I think he asked what we like to sell. And I really had to think, because I know what I sell well, but it's not really something I'm super passionate about. And I finally realized, oh, coins. I like coins. I don't sell a ton of them. I sold a 1969S penny for $50 and a 1969S Kennedy half dollar for like $14.98 or something. So I am making sales, but I love going through that because there are errors on coins. I've said that before. And again, I probably will do a coin channel at some point when I just get a little sharper. It's a really nerdy world, but it's fun. It's treasure hunting, and in your pocket you can find gold, literally. So that's what we're doing. But be on the lookout for more videos. I did go into my YouTube channel on my computer and started making some adjustments. I didn't realize I didn't even have keywords on. So I'm going to start pushing this, take it a little more seriously rather than just putting out videos and not paying attention. I started watching videos about growing the channel, and that's something I have not done. I kind of do it half-heartedly, but I'm going to get serious about it. So hopefully we keep your attention, you keep tuning in, tell your friends, share with friends. But shout out to Beard King Picker, good friend of mine here in Tennessee, Indy's basement, Atomic Comics. Thank you, my friend. I'm not going to miss you. This week, there was a handful I wasn't going to miss, and I'm going to miss you anyways. MBS Bargains, Little Buddha, Patton's Bargains. Check him out, his eBay store. He's a part-time reseller and kills it, does better than me. But he's my hero. He jokes that I'm his hero, but the truth is that guy is slaying it. But always supportive, always just a good dude. Big time sales, another supporter, friend. I call these people friend, never seen them face to face, but man, they're just good people. Always say kind things. We are on Facebook. You can check them out. Check out their eBay stores. Again, big time sales and Patton's Bargains, Atomic Comics, just people that continue to support. Shout out Coach Chambers, my boy, my homie, my friend, my road dog. Thank you always for the support, the kind words. Shout out Mimi, my mom, who is a reseller in her own right. I don't know the name of your store, but it's a clothing seller. Check out, I'll try to remember next time to ask her what it is. But she's also killing the game, getting into a big death pile, but we all do. So anyways, have a great day. Stay positive, stay picking, and stay rad. Until the next video, share and share like.